Welcome to Phase 4. Before we begin, I want you to pause for a moment and look at how far you have come. In Phase 1, you recognized the woman you had learned to become. In Phase 2, you understood why you adapted. In Phase 3, you begin reconnecting with the woman who had been waiting for you all along. And now we arrive at a different question. Not who am I? Not what happened to me, but how do I begin living like she matters? Because this is where many of us get stuck. We understand ourselves, we fill our journals, we have breakthroughs, and we feel hopeful. But then we wake up Monday morning and live exactly as we did before. Not because we didn't learn anything, because insight alone doesn't change a life. But what? Participation does. So how this lesson works. Every lesson inside Reclaim follows the same journey. We watch the video, we learn today's framework, and discover what has been keeping us stuck. We understand. We open your Reclaim framework notes, and we explore the permission plan. Then we reflect. We're going to complete today's pages in your Reclaim journal, and we're going to practice. We're going to choose one way to begin participating differently. Because awareness changes how you think, but participation changes how you live. So let's begin. I want to ask you something, okay? And I want to know, how many decisions have you postponed? Waiting for someone else to tell you it was okay. Maybe you waited for someone to believe in you, to support you, to understand you, to choose you, to approve of you, to tell you that your needs are reasonable, that your dreams are worthy, that your boundaries are acceptable. Many of us spend years waiting for permission to rest, permission to say no, permission to change, permission to take up space, permission to disappoint people, permission to become more of ourselves. But here's what I've learned. The permission you've been waiting for was never someone else's to give. There is a difference between permission and approval. Approval asks, will they be okay with this? Permission asks, is this true for me? Approval gives other people authority over your life. Permission returns that authority to you. That doesn't mean you'll never disappoint people. It means disappointing yourself is no longer the price of keeping everyone else comfortable. For years, you may have looked outside of yourself for answers. What do they think? What should I do? What if they don't like it? Those questions quietly teach us that someone else's voice matters more than our own. But today I want to offer you a different question. What do I know to be true? Self-trust isn't built by always making perfect decisions. It's built by listening to yourself often enough that your own voice becomes familiar again. Okay, so as you read, reflect on these questions. Where am I waiting for approval instead of giving myself permission? Whose opinion has more influence over my decisions than my own? What part of my life have I placed on hold while waiting for someone else's validation? Remember, permission isn't something you receive. It is something you practice. Open up your Reclaim journals and write the sentence at the top of the page. Today, I give myself permission to. Don't rush, and finish it honestly. Maybe I give myself permission to rest, to speak honestly, to change my mind, to ask for help, to dream bigger, to take up space, to disappoint people if it means being true to me, to believe my needs matter. Keep writing until something surprises you. That usually is where your truth will begin. Now, turn the page. Today's second reflection is called the space audit. So I want you to draw 4 sections. One for time, one for energy, one for attention, and one for care. Now ask yourself, where am I overgiving? Where am I undernourishing myself? What receives my best energy? What receives whatever is left? If someone looked at your calendar, your bank account, your emotional energy, would they know that you matter too? Because every yes is also a no. The question is, what have you been saying no to every time you abandon yourself? So this week, don't try to change your entire life. Choose one courageous decision. One. Maybe you say no. Maybe you ask for help. Maybe you protect an hour of your time. Maybe you schedule something that brings you joy. Maybe you finally have the conversation you've been avoiding. The size of the action doesn't matter. The participation does. Because every time you honor yourself, you teach yourself something powerful. I can trust me. Many women measure growth by how they feel. And I want to invite you to measure it differently. Ask yourself, did I choose myself today? Not perfectly, honestly. Did I tell the truth? Did I keep one promise to myself? Did I make one decision that reflected the woman I am reclaiming? Because confidence isn't built by thinking differently. Confidence is built by collecting evidence that you will show up for yourself again and again. I want to leave you with this. No one is coming to hand you permission. No one is going to wake up one morning and tell you, it's your turn. Your turn begins the moment you decide it does. Not because everyone agrees, not because it's convenient, but because your life deserves your participation. And every time you choose yourself, you become a little more familiar to yourself again. That is how trust is rebuilt. That is how lives change, one courageous choice at a time.